Anybody having any questions in the MS Access project? Are they able to? Are you guys able to do the project? And this weekend, you guys have to submit that. So after submission only, I'll be able to know who has done what. Anybody tried anything else in Excel? In MS Access, we have Trust Center. This is also always bothering whenever you're opening the file. It always blocks the macros. So already we have seen this in MS Access. Here also we have the same thing. So just go to Trust Center and add to trusted locations. Okay, today we'll see how we can protect the sheet and how can we unprotect the sheet. We'll use the timelines and we'll delete this. We don't need. Right now we are able to make changes, but we can protect this worksheet with a password. Right click on the tab or sheet where the tab name appears, not on the sheet where the name is there. Protect sheet and give a password. Right now we'll use Excelta as a password. Need to confirm it. Confirm the password, Excelta. Okay. Now let us try making changes. It is not allowing. The cell or chart that you are trying to change is protected and therefore read only. You cannot make any changes anywhere on this sheet. To make the changes, again we have to right click on the same position to unprotect that particular sheet and need to supply password. The same thing we may have to do with the VBA code. First we'll use one for protect sheet and another we'll use for unprotect sheet. And like MS Access, you can also change the color of the controls, change the font size, alignment, and so on from here. So right now I'm not interested in that, but if you guys want to make it beautiful, to appear it beautiful, then you can make these changes. Alignment, size, protection, so many things are there. but this font and size are normally used. So let us go to Visual Basic, and I think this we have generated yesterday. I'll write on top here sub protect sheet. So first of all, to protect the sheet, first of all we need to select that sheet, right? Whichever the sheet you want to make changes or protect sheet, first of all select that worksheet. For selecting the worksheet, command is worksheet, then name of the worksheet dot select. The selected sheet is also known as active sheet. So active sheet dot we want to protect. Then what all we want to protect? Contents of the sheet we want to protect. Then what else? Drawings, and finally we have to use the password. Password will use Exalta, and this should be in double quotes. Let us try this one. So we did not assign the macro yet. Assign macro, protect sheet. Try. Application defined or object defined error, where active sheet dot protect contents is equal to true, drawings true. I think I need one more thing, that is called scenarios. Is equal to true. Just trying now. Application defined error. Any spelling mistakes here? contents, contents, right? Maybe like this. No, it did not work. Protector spelling is right. Active sheet spelling is right. Drawings spelling is right. Oh, maybe it's drawing objects, maybe not drawings, drawing objects maybe. And scenarios or scenarios, okay. And the password spelling looks to be correct. I think, okay, that's it. So it worked now. So we are not able to make the changes. Then the same way we need to unprotect the sheet. Sub unprotect sheet, and again, first of all, we are here, so we need to select the timeline sheet, then unprotect and pass the password. So first of all, we'll select the sheet, then active sheet dot, instead of protect we can use unprotect. Then I think we don't have to give anything else except the password. Okay, we don't have to mention everything false here. Just if we unprotect it, then it should work. Let us try this. We did not assign the macro yet. Unprotect sheet. So let us try making changes. Yeah, it is allowing. Okay. Protect sheet and unprotect is a very simple code. But as I told you, if you don't remember, just go to record macro and record your actions. Let us see how we what code we generate when we protect the sheet. Okay, it started recording. So right click, protect sheet, and password Zelta. Again, confirm the password Zelta. So this part is done. We'll stop recording macro. We'll go back to the Visual Basic, and this time it should be in the module 2. Okay, so it has generated the same 2 lines of code. Maybe protect sheet. Okay, select, then drawings object. Okay, it's there. Contents. Okay, scenarios. Okay, but it did not give the password. See, but to protect with the password, definitely we need to use the password. So don't blindly depend on the code. Sometimes you have to use the common sense and need to use the Google help for that. So this is about protect and unprotect sheet. Also, there are other things like with the sheets we can hide and unhide sheets. These are also small things. Uh, uh, to hide a sheet, right click on it, then hide. Okay, now you can't see the sheet. So it is not visible now. Uh, to unhide it, just again right click and unhide is active now. Unhide, and it will list all the sheets which are hidden. So it is back. So let us do this with a macro. Hide sheet, and one more we need, unhide sheet. Okay. Let us write the code for that. Sub hide sheet Okay, so to hide the sheet, what we have to do first? First, we need to select the sheet. Okay, then any idea? Can we use active sheet here? Any suggestions? Because always, most of the time we are using, right? Right, always we are using, right? Active sheet after selecting. Whatever we select, that is automatically active. Active sheet dot hide option is not there. There is another keyword, visible, and we can say either true or false here. So right now we want to hide, so false. Okay, assign this macro to hide sheet. So right now timelines is there, so it is hidden. Now any guess for unhide sheet? Okay, first of all we need to select the sheet. Can we do this?
Visible is true.
Okay, this part I'll make it true. First of all, tell me whether we can use select here or not.
No,
No,
it directly assigns worksheet sheet name dot visible is equal to true.
because that sheet is not there, so there is no question of uh, uh, getting it activated. Okay, there is only one sheet, and dashboard is the sheet which is active. So there is no chance that we can use the select statement here. Okay, so when select is not there, so active sheet doesn't work at all. So what we can do is sheets of, use the name here, dot visible is equal to true. Sheet name is timelines, whichever the sheet we want to unhide. Let us try this. Unhide sheet. Okay. Now sheet is visible. Hide, unhide. But some Advanced users, they know how to unhide the sheet. They may right click, let us hide, and they may unhide it. Those who know the option, they may unhide it. We can make this sheet very hidden. Like even if they use the right key and say unhide also, they won't be able to visible. That is called where Excel very hidden, and this is a interview question. They may ask you in any way, like uh, can we hide the sheet from users and they won't be able to see it, something like that. They may ask you in any way, and it has been asked several times. Otherwise they may ask you directly how we can hide the sheet uh, uh, permanently, or we can hide the sheet from a user. Sub hide sheet very hidden. So for that, again we need to select the sheet. Then any guess? Can we use active sheet here? Any idea? Visible is equal to very hidden.
Excel.
Excel very hidden. Excel very hidden. So let us try this. Hide sheet very hidden. Okay. So sheet is hidden. Let us unhide it. You don't see the uh, option to unhide it. Okay, let me add few sheets. We'll put this sheet, we'll hide this sheet. Sheet 1 and sheet 2, both are hidden now. So total 3 sheets are hidden. Right click, unhide. How many of the sheets are appearing here? Only 2. So even user cannot unhide the sheet with this command. To unhide this command, we can't do it manually. We have to use the VBA code only to unhide it. Unhide. So For that, what we have to do, we cannot select the sheet because sheet is not visible. Okay. Can we use the same command here or not? Can we use?
Yes.
Okay, it is appearing. To unhide, we use the same command, same, nothing else. But for hiding, we can use visible is equal to false or visible is equal to Excel very hidden. So this part is clear. So let us do one thing. We can add sheets by clicking here, and we can change the name from here. This adding sheets, let us do it through a macro. And in Excel VBA, we play with the sheets a lot. We have to export the sheet, we have to import the sheet, and so many things we do. We delete the sheet, we add the sheet, we copy data, we paste the data, we delete data, so many things we do with the sheets. So add new sheet to the workbook. Add new sheet for adding sheets. We use either sheets.add or worksheets.add. Where you want to add, you can add here also. You can add in front of this also. You can add here. There are, it can be anywhere. So you need to specify where you want to add the sheet. In the code here, we need to specify where you want to add that sheet. Before, after, let us use after, and in Excel, everything we have to use colon is equal to after. Let us say dashboard. Let us try dash BOARD. Dashboard is the name. And finally, we have to name it. Dot name is equal to try adding sheet, something, some name. Let us try this. We can run from here, or we can go back and assign a macro, add new sheet. Method add of object sheets failed. What is wrong here? Worksheets spelling is right. Dot add is right. We can use after.
Name.
Uh, Maybe
Name column.
after, before, count type as subject. After worksheets, it should be again worksheets because it doesn't identify by the name. Worksheets of dashboard. It did not work. So it has added a sheet. Let us try again. Add new sheet. Okay, it has added after dashboard. If you want before dashboard, just instead of after, use it before. Add new sheet. So it has added before sheet. Also, we delete the sheet, right? Right click and delete the sheet. The same thing we'll do with the macro. Delete sheet. How can we do this? First of all, we need to select, right? Which worksheet we want to delete. First, select the sheet. When we select a sheet, then it is a active sheet. We cannot directly delete here. We have to use a selected sheet method, then delete it. I think something wrong here. Selected sheet. Let us first try with directly deleting it. Okay, we have selected. Now we are asking to delete the active sheet. Let us try. Sign macro. Delete sheet. Oh, it is going to delete timelines. Let me make a copy of it. How we make a copy? Right click, move or copy. Either we can move to the end or beginning or somewhere else, or even we can make a copy. Okay. Now this will be deleted. Timelines will be deleted. Delete sheet. Okay. It is asking data may exist in the sheets selected for deletion. To permanently delete the data, press delete. So it is confirming whether we want to delete or not. So when we confirm, it has deleted. But situations will be there where we don't want to see this type of messages. We don't want to see confirm messages because either we'll be using uh, uh, like a single macro which may be running for hours, and it should not ask for the confirmation, or some temporary sheets will be there which we need to delete it permanently. So there are so many scenarios where we need to delete the sheet without confirmation. So in that situations, we need to modify this macro. Right now, what we are seeing is display alerts. We are seeing the alerts. That confirmation is also called alert. So for that command is, first of all, it's a application. Excel is a application, so we are talking about the whole application. Dot display alerts is equal to false. When you make it false, then immediately when the work is done, make it true. Don't forget it. Otherwise, you will not receive the alerts for other things which we want to see the alert, which we may require. So don't forget it to uh, make it true. Now let us see this time. Right now we have timelines and timelines too. So it did not ask for a confirmation and it has deleted permanently. Now uh, some situations will be there in the project where you have to add the sheet and you may have to rename the sheet. Let it be sheet 13. I want to change the sheet name through a macro. Okay, and this will need in the runtime. So for that we need a small macro sub rename sheet. So to rename a sheet, first of all we need to select the sheet, right? Worksheets of sheet 12, sheet name dot select. Then change the name dot name is equal to rename sheet. So we'll go back to dashboard and rename sheet, and we need to assign macro to it. Rename sheet. Okay, it's a sheet 13. Sheet 13. Even we don't have to select. Without selecting also we can directly rename the sheet because we are using the name of the sheet. Let us try this one. Okay, so without selecting also we can change the name. Where this sheet is. So let's just do. So this is the, all these are small one line code or 2-line codes. So possibly we can remember this. So what else we can do in Excel? Need some data here. Just I'll copy the data. Okay. This is another workbook. This workbook name is Query Timelines Main 2, and we don't have Query Timelines Main in our main workbook. Okay, query timelines main. It doesn't have 1 or 2 or nothing is there. So both are different workbooks. Now if I have to copy this sheet to another workbook, what I'll do, I have to right click on the worksheet which we want to move or copy. Then always create a copy, otherwise the whole sheet will be exported to the workbook. Create a copy. We can move within the same workbook, or we can select the workbooks which are already open, or we can select a new workbook from here. For now, let us take where we want in the Excel SM sheet. Okay, and in Excel SM sheet, main workbook, where you want, in the end, in the beginning, or in between. Okay, right now I'll take end. So now we have this sheet here. The same thing you may have to do through a code. So what we did, we copied a sheet from a different workbook to our current workbook. Now there are two workbooks are open. These are two workbooks. Two workbooks are there. Which one is active? This one is active. When you click on this, this is active and this is not active. And where did you write the code? Your code is in this workbook, and this workbook doesn't have a code. There is a interview question, and it has been asked several times. What is the difference between this workbook and active workbook? Answer is, if only one workbook is open, then this workbook and active workbook is same. If only one workbook is open, then this workbook and active workbook is same. In case if several workbooks are open, then where the code is written is called this workbook. And whichever the workbook is active, that is called active workbook. But sometimes it could be active workbook could be this workbook. It is little bit confusing, but this is a definite interview question for Excel VBA. What is the difference between active workbook and this workbook? So remember, this workbook means where we write the code. Active workbook could be where we wrote the code, as well as it could be any other workbook which is open in the current window. So this you have to remember, active and this workbook. So where we are going to write the code? This workbook. When we write the code, then this workbook is where we wrote the code. And the other workbook, when it is active, it is active. Otherwise, in case of one workbook, active workbook is also this workbook. Can you guys take some more, or shall I stop the class? Is it too much for today, or shall I continue? Okay, no answer means we can continue. I'll copy the data so that we can identify this sheet, and to recognize this sheet, we'll change the color and font. Now we can easily identify this sheet. Okay, what we are doing, we are exporting sheet. We already saved this. Visual Basic, and when more than one workbook is open, then you will see the VBA code for all of them by selecting the project. Our code is in this file, and we are writing that in module. We can also write in the sheets also. Sub export sheet. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to select the sheet which we want to export. We want to export this try sheet. So in the first step, we have selected the sheet. Then what we'll do, we right click and we say move or copy. So we always try to copy. Sometimes we may have to move, but whatever you want to do, you will do it here. Either copy or move in the second step. Then where you want to send this file to. We should know the location of that file. What is the location from that? I think it is in documents. It's not easy to get from here. Users, then this is the user and this is the one. So this is the location. I don't see that file here. Where this file is. Okay, it is in OneDrive. Okay, then chdir means change directory. Then save the path. This is where the file is. Then we save as no, no. We'll generate the code for this, and let us try. Right click, move or copy. Before that, first we should record the macro. Export sheet. Export sheet. This sheet. Right click, move or copy. Create a copy. Then we want to move it to this sheet. Then click OK. So we want only this code. So it is in module 3. Try copy before. This is what. First we have selected, then copy, and where we want to copy is in another workbook. So we don't have to change the directory and all. That will use it in the save as. Okay, before workbooks, name of the workbook is this one, and .xlsx. But this is possible only when this workbook is open. If it is closed, then we cannot copy it to that workbook. Okay, I'll delete from here. Now it has only one sheet. We'll execute from the code, and we need this sheet name. Okay, it's sheets of 1 using the index. Otherwise, you can specify the name by using double quotes and sheet name. If particular sheet name you want to move after or before. Dashboard, assign macro, export sheet. Okay, so it moved to another workbook which is open, and it has moved before a sheet which we mentioned. If we want after, then we need to change a simple small code here. Just instead of before, make it after. Just I'll copy and paste it here. You can also use after. Instead of that, let us try if it doesn't work. In case It is in both the workbooks. I'll delete from here. So it came after the sheet. Any questions? Because I want to wind up the class here, and same times I want to see if you guys have any questions on the MS Access project. And can you guys one by one share the status of the MS Access project? Let me start with Husna. Have you started working on it?
I need some time.
Okay. And Nahid? Nahid, you there? I can't hear you. Nidhi?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So about the project, I haven't started with the form. Like I just converted them into numbers, and about with the VLOOKUP, I also tried, but I still have to make the form.
Okay. And data imported. Data imported into tables?
Some of it, like I started with it, creating the relationship, but not finished with it. And I wanted to ask something from today's class, like whatever you taught today. So, like, is it good for understanding macro, or do we have to actually do these things also while working on a project?
Definitely.
Like these small things also they tend to get automation.
It could be you have to, whatever the buttons you are seeing there, all you may have to put it in one button also.
Oh. Because like when we talk of hide sheet or unhide sheet, so the code becomes very specific, just for one specific sheet. If there are 10 sheets on which people are working, or either we have to write like 10 times and then 10 buttons for that.
You guys already know how to pass a variable like arguments.
Okay, and then ask them from input box that which sheet you want to work.
See, suppose you're working with the let us say add sheet. Where is the code for add sheet? Add new sheet is here, right? Suppose you want to pass this name dynamically. Already it is in, I'll not make a mess here. Just I'll take another module here. I'll just add a try on it. And here we can use byval sheet name or new sheet name as string. Then byval before after as byte comma byval before after sheet name maybe as string. Okay, these are the three arguments you can create. First one is new sheet name. New sheet name can be replaced with the sheet name. Why? What is wrong here? Okay, let us try the before after sheet name here, and okay, new sheet name instead of this one, and before or after. This we need to check this way. If before after is equal to 1, then it is before, else same code, instead of before use it after, and for if we should end with end if. Right, already we have learned this, right? Passing the arguments through and assigning it. Oh, let us try this one. So we'll make it private sub because we need to call it from a macro, right? Sub test arguments. We want to call this code call first of all we need to pass the name. First sheet, new sheet name is first sheet, and before or after I want to use it after, so I'll use 2. Then after which sheet we need to pass the sheet name, dashboard, close the bracket. So there is no such thing like try add new sheet, but dashboard is there. Okay, so we can run from here, or we can assign to a command button or any other control. It has added a sheet. Do you see a sheet here? First sheet. You can also go back and confirm first sheet, and it came after dashboard because we have passed the number 2. Number 2 is not equal to 1, so it has not. If you pass 1, then only it adds before the sheet we mentioned. So we passed 2, so it came into this code, and it has used the after command and used this dashboard sheet which we have passed. But in MS Access, we have to use single double quotes, ampersand. Okay. In Excel, we don't have to use. Directly, we can use the variables. Okay. We can simplify this. We can simplify this by dim new sheet name as string and new sheet name is equal to, we can use input box, right, for entering the name of the sheet. Enter sheet name, comma, then title, add new sheet, rest of the arguments not required. Okay, so now replace this variable to this constant value or hard coded one. The same way we can have another one like existing sheet, add one more variable same type, then we can use just comma and we can add another variable to it, and second time will replace the existing sheet name also. Okay. So now first input box we have to give the new name. In the second input box we need to give the which sheet, after which sheet or before which sheet we want to add that sheet. Let us execute from here. Enter sheet name. I'm using my name Arif. This is for adding a new sheet name, and this is where you want. I want this sheet, let us say uh, after try. So let us see whether, so after try it has added a sheet with the name Arif. So this is how we can do.
Okay. And one more thing I wanted to ask. Like yesterday you showed that the record option. So for these certain things, like we can, manually do them and can see the code from there also?
This type of code we cannot generate.
Okay.
We can generate only this line of code, with the constant values, whatever the values we pass.
Okay. Yeah, that time whatever values we pass, it will show like to hide a sheet one, hide a sheet that exactly they will show. But if we have to put the input box things and that also that won't be shown there.
Yeah, we have to modify. We have to use the VBA.
Okay.
So then that's why they give lot of time to design the tool. A single tool may take up to 3 months, sometimes 5 to 6 months also. But usually a complete tool can be designed, tested, and published in 3 months. First 2 weeks they'll give for analyzing the business. Then second 2 weeks for planning. Then 1 month, 1.5 months for writing the code and designing front end and all. Then last 2 weeks for testing and fixing. So who else is there? So Nahid, I did not hear what you said. Nahid, you there? So Asif, I already know that you have created tables, imported data, and also designed the form. And I'm sure you can write the code very well.
I did not get chance to do it.
Yeah, but I'm confident that you can do. But the thing is, after completing uh, those code for the forms, we need to develop some reports. In that report, I mean, in that tool, reports are important. There are different types of reports involved in that project tracking tool. Like maybe required, like what are the projects in phase development, or right now which project in which stage. Those kind of reports are required. Anyway, we'll wind up the class here. Already it's almost 10. So we'll see some other things tomorrow in Excel. Any questions before winding up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Husna, you have any questions or any concerns
No, not in this.
in MS Access?
Yeah, they do. Like, after the call, like, I can now.
Okay. Okay. Except Husna, all can drop the call. Good night. जी बोलिए.